I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. The number one thing I want to prove is that I put myself through this for a purpose. I want to show the world my purpose, my reason for being. That everything I put myself through, all the training, all the time I spent, all the spiritual gifts, all the work I put in, all the time I put in, of the years believing in this one thing is real, and it's actually, and I can actually prove that it's real, and I can actually come from it with something that's actually gonna change the world. It's like I put myself through a lot for it, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of lonely nights, a lot of lonely days, a lot of pain, a lot of everything, just to follow this process and put my heart in this process, put my blood, sweat, and tears in this process, chasing this whole process, working out, putting my body back in shape, going through the emotional things I had to go through, working through the social problems I had to work through, working through the mental and emotional issues that I had to work through. I want to prove that the lifetime of sacrificing I had to do to get to where I am and to get to where I'm going is worth it. That's my number one goal with this whole thing. Putting in all this time to understand my body, understand my mind, and understand my spirit, and show the world that yes, it's a new wave of living, but just because it's a new wave, you shouldn't be resistant to it. You can open your heart and learn in any way you want, and you can still have the same results as the rest of the world. Just because you went a different way doesn't mean it should be frowned upon or looked down upon or talked about or disrespected in any way. Just because you did it the unconventional way don't mean you didn't do it the right way. That's my number one thing. I'm unconventional. I don't fit in. I'm as different as they come. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be regular. I don't want to be like everybody else. That's boring. So this career means the world to me, and that's my number one goal. Putting myself through all these sacrifices, through all this time and all this pain and all this life learning, all these lessons. I want to put it all together and just be able to show the world that it was worth everything I had to put myself through. And that's what I'm aiming to show the world every day I wake up. And that's what I'm going to show the world with my whole career. It's like everything I put myself through, all that learning, all that time I spent, all those days I spent, all that night I spent, all the time I spent getting to know my soul over all these years and working through all those emotional and different problems is a way of changing the world. I'm finna give the world a whole new wave of living, and when I do it, it's gonna unlock the wave for so many different generations. I'm gonna touch so many different people with it and unlock so many different people way of thinking on a wave that they never thought of. I mean, it's thought of, but it hadn't really been highly publicized because people always give it a bad name. People always try to talk down about it. I want to change that, just like I want to change the way people view disabled people. And that's my number one goal with everything I do every day, waking up. That's the reason why I took this journey. That and because it's what I was born to do, in my personal opinion. But that's just the way I see spirituality. And I'd be damned if I didn't sacrifice all this time just to end up with nothing. I'm going to end up with everything. And that's my number one goal, focus, and things that drive me to get better every day. Showing the world it's a different way to live life, and you can still be successful going the unconventional route, going the route that nobody else shows, going the route that nobody else feels, going the route that nobody else wants to go. You can still be a success. It may be a harder road, but that don't mean you can't climb the mountain. You just got to find that dog in you and fight for it. You got to find that determination in you and fight for it. You got to find that heart within you and fight for it. Don't lay down and accept no. When they tell you no, when they tell you you can't, you let that turn you up and you get determined and you get super sure about your beliefs and super confirmed in what you do and you go for it with everything in you, and you show those doubters that they are wrong. You show them who you are. You show them your power. You show them your way of life, and you show them what you stand for, in my opinion. That's my number one goal with everything I've done. I'm going to show the world a new way, and that's my promise, in my opinion. But that's my opinion, though. I know it's real to me. I just want the world to know it's real. I want the world to know it's a way of living. I want the world to know that it's a way of getting by. I know it for me. I know what I feel every day and every night. I know what I felt flowing through my bones that got me in shape and got me to believe. I know the journey I had to take. I know it for me. I just want to show the rest of the world that it's real so y'all can know it's real. I know what it is. I always believe in it every day of my life, but I just want to wake the rest of the world up to it and open their eyes because it gets such a bad rap. I want to show the world that it can also be a good thing and be a leader to change both fronts, the spiritual world and the disabled world. If somehow I can put those two things together and open up a center or something training both of those things, I think it truly can change medical science and it truly can change the world and open doors in medical science and everything that's never been opened. I think it's something that can be studied and maybe, I ain't gonna say harnessed, but something that can be studied and be taught maybe in college classes or universities for the future. The connection of a spiritual person's brain versus a regular person's brain and what it actually can do for your body. I want to be studied. I want to get case studies and let the world see it and let the world see what a spiritual person brain look like versus a regular person brain and actually see what the spiritual connection actually looks like on an x-ray or what does it do to your brain, how does it work, and have it studied. I think if I was to do that, it would open up so many doors and it would change so many people's lives. I think it's something great for the world and for myself, but I have to get myself to that point, and that's what I'm working for, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, though.